welcome back to another episode of our life seasons where we talk about the raw and honest truth to navigating through the different seasons of life. I'm your host, Wen. If you've been loving the podcast episodes, you already know, please do leave a review of this podcast on whichever platform that you're on and let me know which topics are your favorite. Now, today's episode is a little bit special and I got inspired to record this episode because I've always wondered if I will ever make it to where I want to be in life. I think a lot of you guys will also feel the same way, and so I decided to actually tap into my future self and see what she has to say to me. I know, some of you may think that it's impossible or it's crazy that I'm just mad to be able to do such a thing. You may drop off now because you're not my people and that's okay. Because this is for those of you who know that in order for you to be the best version of yourself, to actually start seeing things happen in your reality, you gotta first feel into it even when you don't have evidence of your desires being in your current reality. And I talked about the whole cycle of life in episode 51, where everything that you see right now in your reality started from your thoughts, which brings out certain emotions in you, and then you actually take actions based on these emotions, which will then come back in full circle, which is what you see in your current reality. I know it might be a little bit insane, or it might be a little bit confusing right now, and I want you to recognize the power of thoughts and choices of words. So if you are confused, I would say check out episode 51 if you have not, because I explain it thoroughly and every single part of this cycle in that episode. Okay, anyways, in this episode, I'll be reading out the letter that I wrote when I was channeling my future self. So here goes. Dear Wen-Yi, if you've wondered what your future looked like and what kind of life you're living now, I want you to know that we've made it. And I'm so proud of us, proud of you. Whatever that you've been manifesting and dreaming of, I'm living in it right now. And I want you to know that where I am today is because of your resilience and confidence in us, in making all of this happen even when there are no concrete evidence for it. Even before this becomes your reality, you trusted that it will be one day, and you work towards it regardless of what anyone else says. Despite all the moments of doubts that you had as the going gets tougher, I am so proud of you for pulling it through. I'm so proud of you for that. I know you may not want to acknowledge this, but you're made different. You know it deep within you that from the day that you're born to where you are now, you're different in a lot of ways. You knew that we never fit into societal standards and way of life, but you still choose to do your best in embracing every challenge that comes your way. You gotta really applaud yourself for that. You knew that every obstacles that you face and have yet to face will have to happen and happen the way it needs to, because it will bring you to where you wanna be, which is the life that I'm living today. And you knew it all along it was gonna be worth it no matter how impossible it felt in that moment. You knew it was all gonna be worth it. You knew before anyone did. And for that, I'm so proud of you. You made all this happen, and I want you to know that with every heartache, every tough time, every discomfort you experience, it'll all be worth it. I promise you, it will be. In times where you doubt yourself and feel like you'll never be where you want to be, I want you to always remember that it's okay to take a breather. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to not want to be positive all the time. You're so hard on yourself and you know that, but it's because you know what you're capable of. You know what you bring to the table, and that's okay. You'll be fine, really. Every time that you experience anxiety from just thinking about the future, I want you to know that it'll all be okay, because it is. Everything will turn out the way it needs to in divine timing. You'll meet the people that will love you wholeheartedly. You'll find your tribe eventually and be surrounded by people who genuinely want to celebrate every milestone with you, big and small. The life that you're questioning if you'll ever live, it's here. I'm living it now, and I can tell you this feels amazing. You knew you'll enjoy this, and so you worked so hard towards it tirelessly, and for that, I'm so proud of you. If no one ever told you this, please be proud of yourself too for accomplishing everything that you've accomplished so far, because as much as it's not easy, you made it happen. You pushed through it. Times where you felt alone, I want you to know that I'll always be cheering you on. I'll always be your best friend, one that will never leave you. I know you hear me. I know you feel my presence deep within you. As crazy as it sounds to people, you knew we're gonna succeed and be so happy with the life we're living now, the future. I really want you to know that you're not a nobody. You're someone that matters, someone that aspires to be the best version of yourself always, someone that has so much love to give, someone that inspires others around her, someone who just has the purest intentions at heart, someone who goes after what she wants fearlessly, and for that, you are enough. And for that, you deserve to be loved. The growth that you'll be experiencing over the next few years will be something you've never experienced before, and you'll all feel so foreign and fear will be there, but you already know how to handle that. Please trust that you will, and please know that this is nothing you have to worry about because you'll learn how to handle it with grace and you'll see why it happened the way it did. I know sometimes it may seem like nothing is working out in the way you expect it to be. I know it can be tiring trying to live life as if and feel into your manifestations when it's not even here yet. I know you're trying your best and that is enough. There will come a point in time where you'll feel like you've gotten the hang of things, but yet be thrown into the unknown again and feel all sorts of discomfort. And when that time comes, I want you to remember that everything will work its way out. Every decision that you make is the one you have to make in order to grow and learn the lessons that you have to learn and you need to learn to get to where I am today. Trust me when I say you are right. Follow your intuition will always be the right choice because it leads us to where I am today, and I really wish you could see how much you're enjoying life now. Not to say that you won't experience any discomfort or obstacles because you will, but you already know this. New level, new devil. If it comforts you to know this, you're now able to deal with things so much better, and you've definitely grown to be someone who will be so proud of yourself for. That version of you that you've always imagined yourself to be, you are her now. Lastly, wherever you are and whatever you're experiencing now, I want you to always remember and remind yourself to make time for little moments of breather where you slow down and show gratitude to what you have and what you have already manifested in your reality. I want you to also hold on to these trust and desires with all your heart because we know that it is made possible for you for a reason. I love you so much and I can't wait for you to reach this stage of your life and see the life that I am living so that you know and can continue to be this happy, and trust yourself to know that everywhere you go, as long as you know that you will do it with whatever that you say you're going to do, with all the desires that you desire, you will get there. And I promise you this. So please love yourself until we meet again. Love your future self. Alright, so there you have it. If you find yourself actually relating to some parts of this letter, know that this is what your future self would tell you as well. And before I end, I kind of want to take this as a sign to tell you guys how no matter how busy your schedule is, it's always good to sit down and channel your higher self or your future self. Because by sitting down and channeling out this letter yesterday, I was just so shocked at how much confidence I have in myself. And it's just so reassuring to know that if all else fails, I have myself. And if all else fails, I know that I could lean on the universe, and I could know that every single thing happens for a reason. And it's as if like a more wiser version of myself just advising me, the current self who's just frantic of, wondering if things are going to happen the way it needs to happen, this and that. Like, I'm human after all. As much as I could sit here and talk about motivation and just mindset stuff, there are times where I doubt myself. And that's the truth to it, right? It's like what I mentioned for healing journey. You will never come to a point in life where you've completely healed, that you no longer feel pain, you no longer feel upset, or you no longer feel negativity. That is not how life works, okay? Life happens, or the healing journey happens consistently, and it always will be happening. You'll always be healing or have something to heal from, in a sense where you'll always be growing, right? You'll always be put in outside of a comfort zone, and that is the beauty of life. Honestly, if you ask me, knowing that I can put myself outside of my comfort zone, and with that comes growth, with that comes so much lessons that I need to learn to be at the level that I want to be, warms my heart, and it really makes me feel so happy to know that I get the chance to learn and grow. Because I can tell you this, not many do. And if you are in that position as well where you're so uncomfortable, I want you to remember that this is an opportunity for growth for you. And for that, you should be happy for yourself. I know sometimes things can be really tough, but just know that your higher self or your future self would want to do good. Like, would want to see you be happy and live the life that it wants you to live, right? So I would say please take some time off your busy schedule to channel your higher self or future self, whichever you prefer, and write a letter to your current self from that perspective and see what he or she has to say to you. Because honestly, that is the most powerful activity I've ever done, and I really do encourage people to do that. If it's not your activity, you can actually skip the whole entire episode. But if you have not done this, I really highly recommend you to do this, okay? Because I really love it. I really love this exercise. I can't say it enough. And I've been doing it for about a year now. And it's honestly a very important activity that I do to connect with my future self more, and also take advices from her, because she's like a wiser version of myself, right? Because she knows where I want to be. and she knows how I can do it to achieve that life that I want to live. If this all makes sense, okay? If all this sounds a little bit of a woo to you, like I said, please at least give it a go, at least give it a try, and you'll see what I mean, okay? Enter this activity with no intentions of what to write, but just imagine what your future self would be like, let your imagination go, visualize. This is not a goal setting activity, okay? I want to preface by saying this. This is just a way for you to connect with yourself again and act as a reminder for you to always make decisions from the higher version of you, from the future version of you, who is where you want to be and who you will be proud to be, okay? So just constantly think about this identity. And like I said, whatever that you focus on grows. So if you're constantly making decisions based on this identity, constantly operating your life based on this identity, your day to day, know that you will have to get there. Because if you're acting, it's all part of acting as if, right? If you're acting as if you have made it, you're acting as if you have all the desires that you want to have, note that whatever actions that you take afterwards, whatever emotions that you have will be based on this identity. And that is the power of our minds, okay? I would say that this is the peak of your life, because whatever your future self or your higher self, wherever she or he is at, it will be the peak of your life. And the version of you who has everything that you desire in this lifetime, it's so powerful. So please use that version as a guidance for you to change any perspective or any aspects of your life that you feel like no longer aligns with your future self. This is the best chance for you to check in with yourself, okay? So this is a very short episode, but I hope you find it helpful just by listening to the letter that I wrote to my current self from my future self. So yeah, that's all for today's episode. As usual, if you have any burning questions or topics that you want me to cover, please drop me a DM on Instagram at @liveseasons or comment on whichever platform that you're listening to so I can get back to you. I honestly love hearing from you guys and just being able to know that whatever podcast episode that I put out there, it will be beneficial for all of you and it will be answering some of the questions that you have. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!